So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. I know how valuable it is. I'm not going to waste your time. Today we're going to talk about the critical life benefit plan for the life that you plan to live. And ladies and gentlemen, the product that we're going to talk about today, this critical life product through Occidental, doesn't just make your client's life better, but it will also make your life better. I have been doing critical illness insurance for over 20 years. I'm third generation in the insurance industry. I love what I do. I love critical illness insurance. I love ancillary products. I love putting people in a situation to succeed, and that's with clients. If they have a high deductible medical plan, if they have a minimum essential coverage plan, if they have a short-term medical plan, if they have a limited medical plan, if they have a major medical plan, it doesn't matter what it is, they have to satisfy out-of-pocket expenses. And that's why you need to have good quality critical illness insurance in there. You also need to have an accident plan in there too, but today we'll stick to talking about critical illness insurance. Like I said, I've been doing this for over 20 years, and this is a good way for your clients to get the money they need to pay their bills, and an amazing way for you to make an amazing amount of money, like a ridiculous amount of money, ladies and gentlemen. There's high commissions on this product. You're paid directly from the insurance carrier. You're vested directly with the insurance carrier. The insurance carrier has been around since the early 1900s, like 1908, I believe. They're part of the American Amicable Group of companies. They're owned by Industrial Alliance Financial out of Canada. That company has about $140 billion in assets. So very big company, a lot of history, a lot of strength behind the company. If you watch Fixer Upper, and those of you who won't admit it, and you still do, in the beginning of the show, they show Waco, Texas. They show a big building, and they show a big building, and the letters are ALICO. That's the home office. So if you're ever in Waco, let me know. I'll make sure that we can set up a face-to-face or a tour or something like that. But anyway, the critical life benefits for the life you plan to live is a 10-year renewable and convertible term life insurance policy with a CI rider. So it's critical illness and life insurance all in one, and we also have a couple riders that I'll show you shortly. So with that, we will go to the next screen. We don't have that updated right there. We really need to. But our 2020 sales contest is actually in Athens, Greece. Our 2019, we got back from Monte Carlo this year. So we went to Monaco, Monte Carlo. We went to France. They had a day where they had you drive Ferraris or Lamborghinis. They flew you in on a helicopter from Nice into Monte Carlo. So Monte Carlo was great. You have plenty of time to earn the trip to Athens, Greece for next year. It is June 17th to June 22nd. If you hit the top 40 club, you go out a day early. And these trips are just ridiculous. They pay for everything, and it's a really good time. For the night that they don't do anything, they give you an envelope with cash so you can go out and have dinner with your friends, colleagues, new people that you meet on these trips. I've been doing these trips for a really long time, and they're just amazing. We'll go to the next slide here. I mean, it's really cool to be able to go on these trips with industry leaders. When we were in Monte Carlo, they rented out the Prince's private car collection and did a dinner there one night. So you got to hang out with amazing cars, people, eat, talk business, talk the future. The convention qualifications, it's not that difficult, ladies and gentlemen. Producers, $85,000. So if you're writing this product along with all your applications during open enrollment, and the easiest way to do that is through Quotit, bundle, pre-populate, done. That's it. You just sold a package. So it's the easiest way to qualify. It's the easiest way to make a boatload of commission dollars, and I'll show you that on a future slide, and to go on these amazing trips. And like I showed you before, this is to Athens, Greece, at the Divani Caravel Hotel. It's a 5-star hotel, and you want to do top 40, club 40. So you want to sell as much as you possibly can. Next slide, please. The product, critical life benefits. This is a critical illness plan, ladies and gentlemen. It is a life insurance-based critical illness plan, and you'll notice for the past 20 years I've been promoting and building and distributing life insurance-based critical illness insurance. It's a lot different than health insurance-based critical illness. But, short-term medical is a lot different than true major medical. I like life insurance-based critical illness insurance because a couple things, premium is guaranteed. The other guarantees. Not only is the premium guaranteed, and our clients want to know what the heck they're paying, but it's guaranteed for 10 years. And at the end of that 10 years, it's guaranteed renewable. It's also guaranteed convertible regardless of their insurability to a permanent plan. So this plan has all the guarantees your clients want, your clients need, your clients deserve, and it's a great product for them. And like I said before, you make a lot of money on it. Next slide. So best in class rates. Ladies and gentlemen, for a 40-year-old male, for $20,000 coverage or so, it's less than $35 a month. And you'll see that this is a robust critical illness plan. Again, you cannot compare this to a health insurance-based critical illness plan. This is life insurance-based, so the rates are guaranteed. We can't cancel your block of business at any time. We can't stop your renewal on it. These people are going to have this policy for as long as they pay the premium and follow the rules. And it's going to be on the books. And if they pass away before having any of the covered critical illnesses or confined care or chronic illness, there's a death benefit. The beneficiary, their estate, gets a death benefit. So there's a lot of coverage on this plan. It's approved in about 43 states. There's a couple states that it's not approved in. They're not shockers. These are the same list that you see with any other company out there. There's just a couple states where it's hard to get product in. But we are working on it, I can tell you that. Next slide, please. Here's an overview of the plan. It's simplified to issue. It's a non-medical term life insurance. So it is a term life plan. It's non-medical. It's really easy. It goes through Table 4 underwriting. It's a 10-year level term. Like I said, it's guaranteed renewable and convertible, as you can see on here. There's a rider automatically included, so you can't sell the life insurance without the critical illness or the critical illness without the life. If you want to sell just regular life insurance, there's a lot of options for that. To me, that's death insurance. This is true living insurance. You want to sell this along with any basic life insurance that you sell as well. There's also a chronic illness rider and a confined care rider in most states at zero additional cost. And it's automatically included in those states. So this product is life insurance. It's critical illness coverage. There's a confined care rider and there's a chronic illness rider. So it's a super robust plan. It's fantastic to sell this. It's great to know that your clients have this plan. You can get a lot of sleep at night, and you can know that that medical package that you sold them is going to work the right way when they suffer a critical illness. Half of all men are going to get cancer in their lifetime. Half of us. And there's a lot of people on this call today. Every 45 to 60 seconds, there's a heart attack and or stroke. Ladies and gentlemen, when I first started in my career, it was 1 out of every 3 women was going to get cancer. Now it's half of all women will get cancer. So these things are just happening all around us, and you have to have good insurance. You have to have quality critical illness insurance in place, and this plan does the trick. Next slide, please. Here's the specs on it. It says 0 to age 60 for non-tobacco and 18 to 60 for tobacco. For non-tobacco, they have to be 15 days old. So minimum of 15 days old to get your plan, and everybody gets their own plan. Doing it through Quotit makes it so easy. You do not have to leave their portal. You don't have to do anything. You can sell your medical. You can sell your accident. You can sell this critical illness, dental. You can do a nice package for them. Again, it pre-populates everything. One signature, ladies and gentlemen, it's a really, that system is amazing. You need to use this product on that system. Minimum face amount is $10,000. Maximum face amount is $100,000. And ladies and gentlemen, the critical illness market in the United States, average people have $30,000 or $40,000 worth of coverage. You're not going to get a lot of people that are buying $100,000 or more. Like underwriting, most applications process in 3 to 5 days. We issue the business every single day of the week, and we pay every single day of the week. There's also advances available. So if you're writing business every day of the week, theoretically, you can be getting an advance every single day of the week. So it's a really cool product. It's fantastic. If you don't think you can make money in critical illness insurance or with ancillaries, think again. If you add this product on all your medical sales from now moving forward and during OEP, you will be shocked by your income, and you will be pleasantly surprised about your clients and how you feel about their coverage, and just knowing that, you know, the medical plan they have is going to be paid. They're going to be able to pay that deductible, their co-payments, their co-insurance because of the critical illness plan that you put in place. Next slide. Covered critical conditions. Like I said, it's life insurance, but there's also specified critical illnesses. So if you have a $50,000 policy, if you suffer any one of these, bam, you're going to get a check for $50,000. Have a nice day. The policy is done, right? If none of these things happen to you, obviously we're all going to pass away. That $50,000 goes to your beneficiary or your estate. So it's whatever happens first. And we cover heart attack, stroke, cancer. Those are the big three. Heart attack, stroke, and cancer comprise about 87% of all critical illnesses paid in the marketplace. But we also have kidney failure, paralysis, blindness, HIV, contracted performing occupational duties as a medical professional healthcare worker, terminal illness, major organ transplant surgery, and coronary artery bypass graft. So there's a lot of critical illnesses covered on here. If you're working with anyone in the medical profession, that there's that one right here, HIV, contracted performing occupational duties. They're scared every single shift, every single day. You know, they want to have some coverage in place. If that were to happen, this is something they can get. Next slide, please. Like I said, there's some riders available at no additional cost. This one is the chronic illness rider, and if they can't perform 2 out of the 6 ADLs, activities of daily living, for a period of 90 days, or need substantial supervision for a period of at least 90 days by another person, they can get up to 95% of their policy. This policy goes up to $100,000. It's showing right here some other plans that it can be added to, but this plan goes up to $100,000, and so you can get 95 grand of that up front if you're chronically ill. So you go through your whole life and you don't have any of those critical illnesses, but you become chronically ill, you're going to get paid. Next slide, please. And then confined care. And I love this rider. It's really cool. It's robust. A lot of people love this rider. This is the confined care rider. And if you become permanently confined to a nursing home at least 30 days after the policy is issued, and you get permanently confined, not permanently confined, you become permanently confined to a nursing home, you'll get 2.5% of the face amount of your policy per month, every single month. So if you have a $100,000 policy, you're going to get $2,500 a month for the next 40 months. And that's going to help you pay your bills, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, if you get confined, it's going to be expensive, and now you can utilize this critical illness plan to pay for your confined care. So if you don't have any of those critical illnesses, but you become chronically ill, it's going to pay you. If you don't have any of those critical illnesses, and you don't become chronically ill because you get confined somewhere, it's going to pay you. And if none of those things happen, you know, obviously we're all going to pass away at one point in time. That money's going to go to your estate, your beneficiary. So this plan is going to pay out. It's a really cool plan. Next slide, please. What can you use the money for? Whatever you want. Obviously, we want the people to pay their deductible and their co-insurance, but you have to think about it this way, ladies and gentlemen. Please think about it this way. Your medical coverage is not going to pay for your rent, your mortgage, your car payment. They're not going to put clothes on your kids' back and shoes on their feet. They're not going to put gas in your car. They're not going to keep your lights on, the AC on, the heat on, winter's coming up. Medical insurance doesn't do any of that. And guess what? To use your medical insurance, there's co-pays and deductibles. So I just told you a couple minutes ago, half of us are going to get cancer in our lifetime, and every 45 to 60 seconds, there's a heart attack and or stroke. So these things are happening all around us. And everybody on this call knows somebody that's had a critical illness. Everybody on this call knows somebody that suffered a critical illness. And would you rather have a get well card or a check? Well, me and Matthew were talking about it before the call. You'd rather have both. You'd rather have that check so you can pay your co-pays, your co-insurance, use that money wisely so you can use the insurance that you have. But also, let's not forget to maintain your lifestyle. I'm not talking about funding an awesome, let's go on shopping and vacations free. I'm talking about fund your lifestyle to pay for your mortgage, your rent, clothes on the kids' back, shoes on the feet, gas in the car, Starbucks, Diet Mountain Dew, your lights, groceries. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to have this plan. Everybody on this call needs to own one of these plans, and you need to pitch this to every single client, because if you're not pitching it, they're not buying it. If they're not seeing it, they don't get a chance to buy it. So you can use this money for whatever you want. I know people that have used this money to go on vacations, to pay off all their credit card debt. One person joked with me that they were going to buy a boat because they didn't have any other bills. They were in and out of the hospital. And I laughed about it and said, fine, no worries. You'll notice on the previous slide, there was one slide, terminal illness. And that's if you're expected to die of any of these diseases in the next 12 months. It's a couple slides back. It's the terminal illness, critical illness, right there at the bottom. Let's say you have a $50,000 policy and the physician says, hey, you're terminally ill. I think you're going to die in the next 12 months. They're going to cut you a check for $50,000. If you go on to live another 10, 20, 50 years, that's fine. That's your money. You keep it. So, obviously we've been doing this for long enough that I've seen people get claims. I've known family and friends that have gotten critical illness funds, and it's a game changer. A guy that I was working with last week, he came down with kidney cancer, or I was working with him 2 weeks ago. I've known him for a long time, but he came down with kidney cancer, and he personally got a check for over $74,000. He knows the date, the time, and the exact amount of the check, and man, he really needed the money at that time. And he never thought that he was going to use his own critical illness plan. He bought it so he could practice what he preached, and so when he was out in the field, he knew that he had one on himself. Next slide, please. So underwriting, super easy. Like I said, it goes through Table 4. We rely on the application, and it's online, and through Quotit, it could not be easier. You're just really going to like it a lot. Don't worry about the telephone interview. They're really, really, very rarely necessary, and the volume is just too big. We do an MIB check, pharmacy database check, clients billed, standard rates charged through Table 4. We don't rate it. It's either accept or reject, and it's simplified issue, not guaranteed issue. But we are issuing about 9 out of 10 apps that come in through the door. Next slide, please. Occupational guidelines. We want them to work full-time, at least 30 hours a week. If they're not, house spouses and full-time students are totally okay. So please remember that. House spouses, full-time students, totally okay. People that are retired, totally understand. Blasters, explosive handlers, firefighters, and other first responders are okay. But you need to take a look at this list. If you have questions, concerns, if you want to try to get somebody on, get back to me. We have a lot of success in special situations. Next slide, please. This is our build chart. And ladies and gentlemen, you'll see at 6 foot, they can be up to 306 pounds, male or female. So this is a super duper duper liberal height and weight guideline. So, if you're selling them any underwritten medical, then if they can get that, they can get this, a lot of the time. And I'll tell you what, do you want to know how somebody is going to be approved or not? What the guidelines you want to look for? It's been simple for me. If they have not had one of the critical illnesses that are shown, if they're within this height and weight guideline, and if they're a non-insulin dependent diabetic, I say submit the application. And again, I'll tell you what, everything I know, and there is an agent guide, and you need to read that, and handbook and all that stuff. But the 3 things that I really look at before I submit are, A, are they in the height and weight guideline? B, have they had one of these critical illnesses in their lifetime? C, are they an insulin-dependent diabetic? And if they're within the guideline and they haven't had a critical illness and they're a non-insulin dependent diabetic, I submit the application. Next slide, please. This is the approval list. It's going to show you all the states the product's approved in, plus it shows you the confined care and the chronic illness rider. The base plan is your life insurance and critical illness insurance, all right? They're wrapped together, and that's approved in a lot of states. And in most states, you get the confined care and the chronic illness rider too. If there's any of you in California on this call, yes, critical illness insurance in California. You have it. You can sell it with this plan. Sign up for Quotit, start selling it. But it will show you the states that have one or the other or have both. But we have a lot of states on here. This is our heat map, kind of for a joke, but our rates are cross country, so they're the same. There's no zip codes, there's none of that nonsense. The same low rate you're going to pay in Arizona, you're going to pay in Florida, you're going to pay in Virginia, you're going to pay in Montana. So write the business, feel good about it, know that the rates are locked in, know it's robust coverage for folks, and there's a map of all the states that we are available. I said earlier in the call, in the event of a critical illness, would you rather get a card or get a check or get well card? And obviously the answer is both, or a check. I want the check. I want the money. And anybody that's ever been in this situation or knows somebody that's been in this situation, that's always the answer. They want the cash. They need the money. You know, cash is king. And this insurance allows you to get money to use how you need to use to maintain your life, to use your medical insurance, to stay in your home, to feed your children. So it's super duper important that people have this plan, that you bring it up on every single presentation, you know, that you come up with a presentation that is medical, critical illness, and accident, and you ask for that one premium, so you sell all of them, and then you explain it's 3 separate plans, but they all work together in conjunction to coordinate your benefits, to make sure that everything is going to work out well for you when something happens. Next slide, please. Commissions, policies issued daily. It's a simple e-portal. There's advances available. Simplified issue, not guaranteed. I have to say policies are issued in 3 to 5 business days, but really they're issued in 1 to 3 days. They're issued so fast. Our back office is super robust. You'll be able to manage all of your business. I don't know what kind of back offices you're using right now, but our back office is super duper robust. In fact, there's too much information. You're going to figure out the tabs that you're going to want to use to manage your block of business, to manage how much you're getting paid, all that kind of good stuff. And there's a whole bunch of stuff you won't use, but it's a robust back office system. And e-app and all that good stuff. Talk about earnings. If you want to make a lot of money per year, and you don't really want to change a lot of what you're doing, you just want to start adding this critical illness plan into every single medical presentation, and you make sure that people have this plan, you know, in order to get their medical insurance, because, you know, most people, they can't afford that medical insurance if they don't have a critical illness plan. Like I said, if you want to make a lot of money, this is the plan to do it. I'll tell you right now, this is based on a 60% commission rate, and maybe you've worked out a deal to get higher. You know, maybe you're just starting out in the business. Maybe you're getting leads and a whole bunch of other stuff. But, you know, a very doable 60% commission rate, and this is an average premium of $40 per month. Right now, our average is a little bit higher than that. It's running about $50 per month. But this is at a 60% commission rate. This is first year only. There's no second year and renewal on this. And this is working 48 weeks a year, not 52. So you have 4 weeks off for vacation. If you sell 2 of these a week, you'll make an extra 30 grand a year. 4 a week, an extra 60 grand a year. 6 a week, an extra 90 grand a week, or 90 grand a year, not week. And 8 sales a week, an extra 120,000. This is on top of your medical commissions, on top of your accident. If you're selling dental, vision, all of that. When you sell through Quotit, you're able to bundle. It's able to pre-populate. The signatures are easy. Everything else is easier. So you're able to sell multi-plans doing it through Quotit, where if you're not, you're using a whole bunch of different portals. It's taking a lot longer for your clients to get signed up. They're getting frustrated. You're getting frustrated. Doing it through here, these numbers are doable for everybody on this call. If you're selling the amount of insurance that you need to be selling right now to make a living, to go after your dream, then you can do these numbers. If you sign up for Quotit, it's only going to be easier to do these numbers. But, one sit with a husband and wife or one phone call with a husband and wife, that's an extra 30 grand a year. So depending on how many appointments you have per week, if you can knock out those 8 sales a week, you're going to make an extra $120,000 on top of your other commissions. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of people that do it. For those of you that make it to Athens, Greece, you will joke and we'll laugh because in Monaco, there was like 390 people. And it's the cream of the crop. It's the people that are writing a lot of business. And what do they do differently? A, they learn about the product. B, they bring it up on every single sale. And C, it's part of their packages. They make sure that people have these type of plans anytime they're buying a medical plan. Sometimes it's going to be even more important than medical, because how are they even going to pay for the medical insurance if they don't have critical illness? So you can make 6 figures a year providing people with cash when they have a heart attack, stroke, or cancer. Think about that for a second. As an insurance professional, you can make 6 figures a year by providing your clients with cash when they have a heart attack, stroke, or cancer. Sounds pretty cool. It is pretty cool. Next slide, please. There's bonus bucks every month, ways to earn $50, $75, $100. So like I said before, there are ways not only just to make a lot of money, but also Athens next year. These trips are just first class. So make 6 figures, get bonus bucks every month, go on amazing vacations that you earned, and also protect your clients with an amazing product. And at this point, I'm gonna turn it over to Matthew, who, thank you so much for listening to me talk this whole time. Hope you don't want to blow your ears off or anything right now. But Matthew?
Well, thank you very much, JR. So what I'm going to do here now is actually I'm going to show you how you can do this with your Quotit platform. So I'm just going to get logged in here. Now, the big one that JR talked about is, you can't sell this if you don't offer it. And that's what Quotit really does. It makes it super easy for you to offer this to your customer every single time. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through and run a really quick quote here and show you how you can not only quote the Occidental, but you can add it to other plans that you're selling. So, it definitely feels like open enrollment. It's October 2nd. We've got 30 days to OEP fully kicking off. And honestly, this is going to be the way that you're going to make this the most successful OEP you've ever had. So let's just grab a name here. Let's use Brad. Now, the beautiful part about Quotit is we only need 3 pieces of information to run a quote. So I've went ahead and fired in the first name here. I'm going to put in a zip code. I'm going to use 35202. And then if we need to add dependents, we could do so. I'm going to enter the date of birth. I'm going to put them in here at 1985. And then from here, I just go ahead and create my contact. Now, for those of you who are familiar with the Quotit platform, obviously the beauty of this is everything, all of our client information is on one single page. For our purposes here, I'm going to hop up and I'm going to run a new proposal. Now, again, the cool part about this is coming into open enrollment, you can show this to every single one of your customers. And the thing that Quotit's going to allow you to do is kind of put together 3 or 4 different plans from multiple carriers and present it as more of a comprehensive benefits package to your customer. So again, JR and I talked about it before we hopped on the call, that you can't sell this if you don't offer it. And so that's the biggest feature, I think, is we offer a platform where you can show them the on exchange, you can show them the off exchange. Maybe they want a short term, maybe it's March and it's somebody that's between. Anyway, you can run a comprehensive quote with all of these products. But for our purposes here, I'm just going to click on the critical illness product and hit show plans. And here we go. We scroll down and here are our Occidental plans. Now, the cool part about this is all of these links are live clickable links. So I go ahead and click it, and it's going to give me all the policy benefits, brochure, anything like that that a customer might want to see regarding the fine print. Now, if I've got that customer sitting right next to me, I can go ahead and add one of these plans to cart. So let's go ahead, we'll use the $50,000 option here. Now, again, if I've got the approval or the customer sitting next to me, I can go ahead and enroll now. That's simple. Let's say I want to send this to my customer and have them kind of look it over, or maybe they want to show their spouse, something along those lines. I can go ahead and create the proposal. I can actually view it, and I can see exactly what the customer is going to see. And here we go. Now, this is going to work very, very similarly to Amazon or any other online shopping that we've all done. If your customer wants to look at the plan details one more time, they can do that. If they want to add it to cart and start checking out, they can do that too. And the cool part about this is, let's say that it's 11:30 or 12 at night, and you're sound asleep, and all of a sudden one of your customers opens up the email and adds that plan to cart. You get an email that says your customer has started to enroll. And then the beautiful part is you get a secondary follow-up email that lets you know that your customer has officially finished enrolling. So how great would that be to wake up in the morning and see that you sold one of those policies? And like JR was talking about, it doesn't take very many a week to really start to escalate your overall income potential. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go down here and we're going to actually email this out to our customer. So we can put an email in there. I'm just going to use test.com. It's going to automatically copy you as the agent in. This is the subject line. So maybe we'll put something in here like critical illness. And then we can actually type a custom message in here, and away we go. Hey, you know what? Thanks for talking to me today. I'm going to send you this quote. If you have any questions, give me a buzz. And boom, now we sent it out. And it's that simple. We're dealing with, like JR said, if somebody is in one of these fights, cancer, heart attack, stroke, toughest fight of their life, that's the last thing they want to think about. We can offer it to every single customer with this platform and basically give them a better set of boxing gloves. This might be the difference between them, keeping their house, kids staying in the same school. Regardless of how many customers you have right now, I strongly urge you, again, to use this as you're coming into open enrollment. Now, one other thing that I want to show you is one of the features that we arm you with is what we call our autoresponders. So what you can do is you can come in here, and again, I stated we've got 30 days coming into open enrollment. I would recommend and urge everybody that's got a Quotit account today to set up some sort of marketing that's talking about critical illness. Hey, you know what? Open enrollment's coming up. I'd love to talk about major medical. Have you heard of critical illness? Something like that. You can hop in here now. And I personally love JR's slide. At the time of a severe tragedy, would you rather receive a sympathy card, a check, or both? Now you can come over here with any one of our templates and start to type that message out. So I could essentially use this right here. And now I can type that message in here, and I can send it to every single person in my book of business and let them know that I offer this product. I can't stress it enough. If you guys are not appointed currently, here's the number to go ahead and get appointed. I'll bid you a farewell. I really do appreciate your time today. Again, I know that we're coming into what is our busiest time of the year. And again, let's make it the best one yet.
Yeah, thank you all so much for your time, and I hope that we earned your business. Would love to work for you.